Hey y'all, it's your boy Foreign IQ, and we're back again with another episode of the Announce Yourself podcast, where each week guests have a shot at winning free promo for their brand all season too long. Well, how do they win, Q? Simple. Each guest will compete in 10 fire rounds of dropping knowledge, bringing the vibes, and making us have a good time. But that's not all. The guest with the highest views at the end of the season will be the pick winner for the season 2 free promo. Now, what do you have to do? Help them run it up by liking, commenting, and subscribing. Now, let's go ahead and introduce today's guest. We have none other than the Playwright boss himself, Tre Floyd, head of Tre Floyd Productions. I'm going to clap it up for this man. Y'all know I'm going to clap it up for all of my guests that come on the show. Let's get into it. Tre, tell us, why did you start this?
Well, first, thank you for having me. Thank you for letting me be here. I feel so cool being on Announce Yourself podcast. But I started Tre Floyd Productions back in 2018. Honestly, it was to get away from the everyday life. So at the time I was a teacher. Well, I was an educator. I was in education and I wanted to do something different. So I called up some friends, was like, hey, yo, I think I want to do something different. What y'all think about this? Everyone was very supportive and got on board. And so I actually started out with a YouTube series. And it kind of just took off faster than I thought it would. And I was like, hey, y'all, I want to turn this into a stage play because that's really where my passion lies.
Yeah.
And so I did the first stage play. I did 25 shows, all 25 sold out, and the rest is history.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Talk about amazing. Like that's dope that you started with the intention to do something else and it turned into something else, right? And that's what entrepreneurship is about, right?
Yeah.
Because
And it really started as just a hobby. I just wanted to do something to get my mind off what I was going through at the time, not knowing that it would turn into a full-fledged business.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's inspiring.
Thank
That's really inspiring. So you have an all-new stage play titled Baby Boy. Okay. Can you share some of the plot and just how
Absolutely.
did you come up with the idea of Baby Boy?
Absolutely. So I actually wrote Baby Boy back in 2019. So Baby Boy is a coming of age story about this young man. He lives on the south side or like the not so great side of town. And his mom wants a better life for him. So she sends him to live with his aunt on a better side of town. But he soon and very quickly realizes that no matter where you live in America, you're still a black man. And so he has to deal with growing up as a black man, police brutality, being judged, people seeing him differently, all those things. And it's just a great story. You have a lot of underlying things about judgment, classism, mental health. So all those things are like wrapped up in it. So it's a great show.
Wow. That sounds like a lot of what again our young black men experience, right? And
Absolutely.
of course, like we as black men, have those experiences. I mean, oftentimes other cultures or other ethnicities, they can't relate to the struggle of a black man. And it's not from a victim, right,
Absolutely.
point of view, but it's from speaking your truth, right, from your
Absolutely.
experience.
And that's one of the reasons why I wrote this play is because I wanted them to be able to see it and see it live and see how that looks. Because oftentimes, we hear about it, but nothing is done about it. So I wanted people of all cultures to actually be able to see it and also be able to see. So in this play, not to give away too much of the plot, someone does get killed by the hands of the law, right? And it deals with the aftermath, but not the immediate aftermath that we often see on TV. It deals with 6 months later. So imagine how, say you lose a brother, a dad, someone to police brutality. We always see how they deal with it immediately afterwards.
Right.
But their family is still going through 6 months, 6 years afterwards,
Yes.
And we never really see what's really going on with the families all those times afterwards. So this play really takes you on a journey through how that happens and how those people are going through those things. So it's really intense. It gets emotional, but there is some comedy. It's a great show. I think everyone should see it.
Nice. Well, let me be the first to say thank you, for your art, and thank you for telling the stories of people, who can directly relate to
Absolutely.
the topics that are in Baby Boy.
Absolutely. And it goes beyond just from his point of view, but we also see the point of view of the women in the story as well. So you deal with really three different point of views from women. You have the mother of a child who just wants better for their child. You have the mother who made it to the other side of town, but now she feels like she's assimilating. Then you have the point of view of the person who's always been on the other side of town and doesn't necessarily understand the struggle.
Okay.
So you get the
But yeah,
different
but I don't want you to give away too much because the first date is June 14th. All right, June 14th, y'all. June 14th. Get your tickets.
Yes, June 14th is the premiere in Atlanta. After Atlanta, we'll be going to after Atlanta, initially we were going to Memphis. However, we actually got invited to perform in Galveston, Texas. So not sure if you're familiar with Galveston, Texas, but that is where Juneteenth became a thing.
Yeah.
So we will be the premiere show of the Juneteenth Festival in Galveston, Texas this year.
Nice.
So we start out in Atlanta, then we go to Galveston, then Detroit, then back to Houston. Then we go to, I believe it's Charlotte, New York, and Charleston, South Carolina.
Okay, so so you kind of repping that thing on,
rep that little thing around.
Nice.
Yeah, so make sure you go ahead and get your tickets. www.trefloyd.com/tickets.
Y'all heard it from Tre itself. Hey, listen, support our brother, okay? But, baby boy, are you ready to get into these rounds?
I'm nervous. I don't know.
Nervous?
Yes.
Not Mr. Playwright himself.
But I'm usually behind the stage. I'm not usually on the stage. So
I
we'll
understand
see.
that. I definitely understand that because I'm used to being behind the camera, right? Doing the directing. So everybody that knows me personally, they're like, you getting on camera? I'm like, somebody got to do it.
Somebody got to do it.
Somebody got to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Round one. You have 60 seconds to pitch Baby Boy like you're selling Tyler Perry on investing, but keep it 100% Tre Floyd Productions.
All right, so this is my elevator pitch, right?
Sure.
So if I were to meet Tyler Perry in the elevator and I say I got 15 seconds till we get to whatever number floor, my intro would go something like, how you doing, Mr. Perry? You probably don't remember me, but we actually met some time ago, a few years ago. I was at Playwright that was sitting in the room where you were dropping knowledge and everything. So I'm not going to try to sell you on all the things, but if you have 15 minutes, I would love to get the contact of your secretary or whomever that's over your schedule, just so that we may schedule time so you can drop some more gems on me, because I would love to know how you made it to where you are and how I can be the next you.
Yes. And I'm sure you know Tyler's story, right?
Absolutely. And so the thing is, so I know you told me to sell Baby Boy, but the reason I didn't is, so oftentimes people be pitching to me.
Yes.
So, and I've had the opportunity to pitch some things before. So, and in like an elevator, you never gonna have time to fully sell it, right? So, but if I can get on your calendar and sit down with you, I got you. So that's my thing. So if I'm ever on the elevator with Tyler Perry, Oprah Winfrey, whomever it may be, all I need is you to give me your secretary email. And once I get on that calendar, it's a wrap.
Period. Yes. Because once you get through the gatekeeper,
absolutely,
you in there.
Absolutely. And I can't sell it to you in 15 minutes because wherever you going on that elevator, that's where your mind is. You're not thinking about me. You're like, why is this person talking to me? I do not want to hear it. I could care less. So, yeah. So, little Jim, if you ever on the elevator with whomever it is, all you got to do is get that contact.
Yes. Y'all hear that? So, instead of trying to pitch to the big boss, you ask them for their secretary, you ask them for their assistant, the executive assistant. Get the contact, okay? Round two. Let's get into it. Curtain call or cap. So let's discuss 2025 trends, okay? All right, so I'm going to call out two trends, and you'll need to choose either curtain call, which is for truth, or cap, which we all know is for a lie, okay?
Okay.
So, number one, Black playwrights earn more if they self-produce.
I'm gonna go middle of the road. It really just depends. So it depends on kind of where you are in your business and what it is that you need in your business in that moment. So for me, as I said, I started this in 2018, so I'm about 7-8 years in, right?
Okay.
So for me, it's not necessarily beneficial to have a producer behind me at this point, unless it's some major studio pumping in real money.
Got you.
I often think of like when you need a producer, like if you're just starting out or you really like need the funding behind you. But I look at it very similar to like the music industry, how oftentimes people go independent or start independent, like go like a switching up, not even talking about music industry. Remember how Cardi B started out on Love and Hip Hop and she did just 2 seasons and went? Look at it like that. She got her name, her face out there, and now she's doing her thing in her own lane.
Facts.
So anytime you get like a producer, big money coming behind you, I say sign you a short contract, get your name out there, get what you need, then go independent so you can do what you want to do and how you want to do it.
Okay. Are y'all taking notes? Y'all know I'm the note-taking king. Make sure you writing this down. Number 2, AI can predict which plays will flop based on script.
Cap.
Okay.
I call cap on this simply because you can write the best script in the world and there's no guarantee that it's going to make it. You can also write one of the worst scripts and it can be a major hit. And I say that because it's really all about advertising. It's really all about putting it out there so that people can see it and know about it. Because you can really, I'm sure one of the best scripts in the world is already written by someone who hasn't put it out there.
Been discovered.
Hadn't been discovered, hadn't put it out there, decided not to do it, just holding on to it for whatever reason. Go for it. Put it out there. If it's you who's holding on to your script, put that thing out there. So yeah, I call cap on it.
Yeah, and to just piggyback off of what you said, a lot of people are nervous, right, or afraid because when you're an artist, you're sensitive about your shit,
Absolutely.
right? So, in the words of Mother Badu, so put it out there.
Put it out there.
Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid.
Put it out there. Okay. All right. Round 3. All right, Trey.
I feel like it's getting intense.
Yes. All right. So now let's go back to the drawing board. Round 3. Build a budget. So you've got $50,000 to spend on marketing your plays, okay?
Okay.
Would you rather spend it on a celebrity cameo, and which celebrity would you use? Or would you rather do an HBCU tour showcasing your plays at our HBCUs?
Great question. I would do both. And I would do both simply because that's 2 different areas of who you can reach. So as far as like my celebrity cameo, I would get someone who's going to reach a different market than the HBCU tour would reach. So that way I'm doing 2 things at once.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
So I know I went middle of the road, but
yeah, he definitely went in the middle of the
I
road with
teeter
that.
totter.
But we gonna let him play it that way
Thank
because
you.
he's Mr. Playwright himself. He's used to writing all the rules, right? Round 4. So now you got to roast a customer.
Oh boy.
So you get a DM from a customer asking can they get free tickets to your next show in exchange for them posting on their IG story. What's your response?
I wouldn't respond.
What you mean you're not gonna respond?
I just don't respond. So I mean, I get DMs all the time from, can I get tickets to this? Or I'm this multimedia person. Like, you'll be in the area. I'll do a review after the show. Can I get tickets for this? Or I'm the next upcoming actor, this, that, and the third. It's all about the approach, really.
Yeah,
You know, so it's like that DM, when it's a show touring, it's popping.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Most
Constantly. So oftentimes I don't respond to most of them simply because like you're busy. You know, you producing the whole show, so you got other things going on. And then secondly, it's how you come at the person.
I'm sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so make sure if that is how you're approaching someone, you come very professional so that they can take you serious. Because if you get in my inbox with like saying that you are a media person and you using improper grammar, you know, like all this, like, it's just, I'm gone.
Trey leaving the people on red. If you're not coming professional, you're being left on red, okay? So correct your grammar. Trey, you leaving the people on red.
I mean,
you said I don't even respond. But
if you come correct and you have something genuine to ask or ask for, then I'll respond. But if you just come like, hey, you know, just you got to come correct.
No, I feel you. I definitely feel you because time is money.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
You don't have time to waste. You'll see it. Just wait till you get to season 18 and then you don't start popping.
We gonna claim that.
Yeah,
we gonna
absolutely.
Claim that. We gonna claim that.
That's gonna happen.
Nice. Round 5. Plot, twist, pitch. So now you got to rewrite Baby Boy as a 90s sitcom. Go.
So if I rewrote Baby Boy into a 90s sitcom, the easiest route to go would be very close to Fresh Prince.
Oh.
Because Baby Boy moves from a not so great neighborhood, West Philly, goes stay with his aunt. They're not necessarily in Beverly Hills, but we can make it Beverly Hills or whatever.
Okay, yes.
So I would just add in a little drama where someone gets shot, and then now the family that is doing oh so well has to deal with it. So yeah, that's an easy rewrite.
And it's so crazy because did you watch the remake on Peacock?
I did. So yeah,
Did like one of them actually?
I feel like somebody got shot.
I feel like somebody got shot.
Or almost
y'all
shot,
drop in the
something
comments
like
if somebody got shot on Bel-Air. I'm pretty sure y'all have seen it. Okay, I like that. So Fresh Prince.
Fresh Prince.
Nice. Okay. Round 6. You flying through these rounds though. Tre is flying through these rounds. So but when you write the stage plays, when you are used to making the rules, you get to do what you want to do, right? Hey. Round 6. Sponsor showdown. Which black-owned brand would you rather partner with, Baby Boy? A whiskey brand for opening night, or a theater tech company for NFT tickets? And before you answer, let me explain what NFT tickets are, okay? They are non-fungible tokens, which means that each ticket is unique and cannot be duplicated, unlike traditional tickets. So I'm pretty sure at some point somebody's been scammed, right? So if you're going to an event or a football game, say if you're going to a Beyonce concert, you know how you have people out there like, tickets for sale, tickets for sale. I'm sure y'all been scammed. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Non-fungible tickets are unique. They're on the blockchain, and people are not allowed to duplicate them or counterfeit them, basically. Okay. So if you had to partner with a black-owned brand, would you rather partner with a whiskey brand for opening night of Baby Boy or a black theater company that provides NFT tickets?
That's tough. I'm gonna go middle of the road again, but I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
That's fair?
Sure.
Okay. So whiskey brand. So I've actually partnered with a whiskey brand before. Or where we partnered with before. So I shouldn't even say it because we ain't partnering with them no more. So can we take it out? Edit that out. I'm good. So it's funny you say I'm gonna actually go with both, and I'm gonna tell you why. Though.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay. So for the whiskey brand, we've actually partnered with a whiskey brand before, and it went great. So here's the benefit of that. That's a big name brand. So it really puts you out there, and then you can do like a VIP meet and greet, so that everybody's getting free liquor, free libations, so everybody's all into it. So that's the benefit on that side, right?
Perfect. Yeah.
Now, if I do the theater side, where I'm partnering with a theater tech company, so the benefit of that is I know all of my tech, all my lighting, all my sound is gonna be good, and I'm saving money on the front end because if they actually own the venue, then I don't have to pay for the venue, right? It's always great to get invited to a venue versus having to go after a venue, right? So both sides have great benefits. So it really depends on where I'm having it at, and what show I'm doing, where I'm having it at, and what is my ultimate goal for it. So I actually have a venue in Atlanta. It's in Forest Park, right? So if I'm having it in my venue, I know all my tech stuff, and I know all my ticket sale. I know that's on lock, right? So I would go with the whiskey brand.
Okay.
If I'm doing it in, say, a new city where I'm not as familiar with how things are going to go, I'm a little shaky on how my tech may be, I would go with option number 2.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it just depends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Making moves. Boss moves.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all should be
Boss
getting
bills.
invited. It's better to get invited. Tell the folks again,
Absolutely.
It's better to get invited than
to go out for it for yourself. Like, so for example, like on this tour, there are 7 dates, right? So if I'm invited to a venue, I get paid up front. If I go to a venue, then that means I make money off a ticket sale. So you got to recoup all the things, right? So you always want to get invited to somewhere. But there's also a great reason you always want to leave a lasting impression on where you were before.
Facts.
So being that I've been doing this since 2018, oftentimes we go to the same venue, right? So by the time I leave that venue, you always want to leave that venue better than it was when you came, right?
Yes.
You be nice to all the staff, even if they're not always nice to you. Be nice to all the staff. Make sure that they remember you. Come prepared. Know your stuff. Send them all the things. You've done it before, so send them all the things that they need to make your show great. And also, you want the audience to make sure that your show is great, right? Because you want them to come back over and over again. So once you've been to that venue once or twice, then you can go out and put the ads. Hey, the last time I packed the house, y'all made all this money on liquor sales. How about we knock about $1,000 off that bill? You know what I'm saying? Or, hey, I see y'all have this coming up in town. I see y'all aren't booked for this date. Don't y'all want to let me have that venue? You never know. Like, a closed mouth don't get fed.
Facts.
So you ask the question.
Facts.
Or then and pop your shit.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
you sold out this venue. That venue ain't been sold out all year. Let me back in there.
Yes. And one word comes to mind when I hear you say that, and it's professionalism.
Absolutely.
Professionalism goes a long way.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Professionalism, communication, and preparation. Like, when I go into a venue, as a Black playwright, I go into a lot of white spaces. So I have to be overly prepared for what I'm going into. And it's so interesting because oftentimes when we leave a venue, people are like, you were the most prepared. They say the shady stuff without trying to be shady or not realizing they're being shady. Like, I didn't expect for you to be this prepared. And so what I hear in my head is something totally different, but I'm like, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I know that I'm opening a door for someone else who looks like me, and I don't want it to be closed when I leave.
Yes. And I don't mean to cut you off, but that's what it's about, right?
Absolutely.
When we elevate, we reach back down to help somebody else elevate through that same opportunity or door. One other question I wanted to ask. So, back on the topic of being invited versus reaching out, are you being invited by like promoters or the venue owners themselves?
Either one.
Okay.
Either way. Of course, if it's a promoter, make sure you look at your contracts and make sure you get your money up front. So you know what's going on. If it is, get your money, man. If it is by the venue, then you're pretty much good. Because the thing about the venue is, but also you want to make sure you always look over your contract. If you're not good at reading contracts, get somebody else to read it because you need to know what you know. Like, are they going to be over advertising? Do you get your money regardless of how ticket sales go? Do they cover tech? All the things. Make sure all the things that you need to be in those contracts, you have to have it in there. Because at the end of the day, when you get there, what's on paper is what happens, not necessarily what's said. Because they can be two different things.
I'm sure. Yeah.
So make sure you are about your business. And if you're not, and the thing about creatives, because this is a creative space, is oftentimes creatives are not the business person.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm kind of that. My brain works left and right side, where I'm both creative and just business minded.
Yeah.
But that's not the case most of the time. So if you know that you are a creative person, then partner with someone. Or even if it's not partner, so hire someone, just find a friend, phone a friend, whatever it is you need to do. Because that is, I think, what hinders a lot of creative. In multiple spaces, not just in theater, in acting, art, music.
Yes.
I mean, like you have to know the business side.
Yes. I mean, we hear the horror stories,
You
right?
hear them all the
Especially
time.
from the 90s.
Absolutely.
And, we've heard the horror stories where
Like people done sold millions of records and then they broke.
Those 360 deals.
Absolutely. It's real because they're creative and are great at what they do, but they just they lack business sense.
Business acumen.
Which is fair because, I mean, you're talented in what you're talented in. There are business people who couldn't sing to save them lives. You know what I'm saying? But, so.
Nice. Good information. Like, great information. Again, y'all, if you're not taking notes, be sure to take your notes because even if you are not in the playwriting business, this still applies across the board. Absolutely. This is still good information that applies across the board. Round 7. You made it to round 7.
I'm nervous. I feel like it's getting hotter and hotter.
Yeah. No, I mean, put the fan on. Put the fan on. Trey.
I'm good.
Round 7, the writer's room. What's the wildest thing you've cut from a script?
The wildest thing I've cut from a script.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm thinking of a moment in time. The wildest thing I've cut from a script actually didn't come from a script, but so this last show that I did, it was called Black Girl Therapy, right?
Okay.
And so it had a lot of moments where it allowed the actors to ad lib or improvise, right? And so I had this one actor on stage, and it was, oh gosh, it was Sexy Red song that like just came out, my pink, my brown.
Yeah.
And so we had been like playing along the way. So we were touring or whatever. So we like been acting a fool out in the hotel or just singing the song, carrying on. And the actor got on stage, and it's this moment in the show where they kind of go back and forth. And she said, I know you're not talking to me with your pink and your brown. I was behind stage and I was like, I know she did not just say that on stage. Did that really just happen? Like literally, I was sitting behind, the sound man was right here, the light guy was right here. We all just looked at each other like, and even some of the actors on stage just looked like, did that really just happen? So we had a long meeting, a great talk after that about appropriate things to say on stage.
But how did the audience respond?
I honestly, I don't even know because in that moment I was so zoned out, like this really just happened.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So we were actually in Killeen, Texas, and Killeen, Texas is that particular audience is kind of churchy. It's a country or city or town compared to some other cities. So I can only imagine what they were thinking when they heard that.
My
But we
pink
made it
and
through.
my brown is what they were thinking because that's what was said. Shout out to Sexy Red.
Shout out to Craig. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was
that's
my-
pretty wild.
Yeah,
So,
it was. It was really
that's
wild.
pretty
But
wild.
we made it through. It was cool. They enjoyed the show, so.
That's pretty wild. Round 8. Insta fake or fortune. Which of these strategies would you use to sell tickets? Paying bloggers to fake hype your show, or have your cast do a live script reading in a barbershop and salon?
Number 2. I would go with having a live reading in a barbershop or salon simply because I think authenticity and realness is very important.
Yeah.
So I would not put out like if I don't think it's real or if they don't think it's actually as good as it is. I believe in my product. I believe in what I've written. I believe that it is good, so I don't have to pay someone to lie about it or hype it up if it's not actually there. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so maybe I may invite you to come see it in hopes that you will, but I'm probably not even going to ask you, hey, can you get on and hype this up? And just give them a real review. If you like it, I trust my product enough to be like, if you like it, you'll do it. If you don't, then just be honest.
Yeah. Organic.
Organic, yeah. And I think I trust my audience enough to read through the lines and to see authenticity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because the issues that you are talking about in your plays are real issues.
Absolutely.
So that connects with the audience or connects with the viewers, makes it relatable. So, I stand with you on that. There's no need to fake hype. But people do
it.
People pay bloggers and influencers all the time.
All the time.
To, spice their brand up, to bring that attention basically.
And I mean, it's a form of advertising, so I
is.
get it. I'm not opposed to it. I just wouldn't use it I wouldn't lie about it.
Yeah.
Or I wouldn't like pay someone to do it. I would invite them to see it in hopes that they would hype it up on their own accord in their own way, rather than be like, hey, this about to come out. Let me pay you. You hype this up. You know what I'm saying? Because then people come and see it's like, this ain't nothing like what they said it would be. And that's what you don't want. Because word of mouth is the biggest and realest form of advertising still is today.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Word of mouth is the oldest and still the best
And
form
cheapest.
of advertisement. And the cheapest.
Absolutely.
And the cheapest. I don't really like cheap, but inexpensive. It's the most
frugal.
It's the
most
cheapest.
frugal.
Facts. Round 9.
Round 9.
Final bow for 2025. Okay? If Baby Boy could open in any venue across the country, what would be your first choice?
In any venue across the country.
Yes, sir.
Dang. I don't want to mispronounce it. I think it's the Miscoff Theater. It's the theater on Broadway where the Lion King currently is. That's why I would have it be. And I say that because the Lion King has been there for years. It's been long running. So a goal of mine is, so I've done shows in New York. I've done off Broadway. I've done shows all across the country. So, but an on Broadway show is definitely a goal. So I would do either there or I would do London. Do international. Yep. So that's something I haven't done. So those are two theater goals for me. I want to produce on Broadway and I want to produce international.
Nice. I like that. I haven't been to London yet.
I haven't either. Maybe we go together.
Yeah.
Maybe you can host the show when I do the show in London.
Hey,
you
let's
can
make it
show.
happen.
I'm here for it.
You know, put it out there.
I'm really
Y'all
good about like
y'all want to
saying
see
stuff.
Q and Tre in London?
Absolutely.
Drop it in the comments,
Drop it
y'all.
in the comments.
Period.
I'm really good about like speaking stuff and then actually doing it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna claim it. You speak
Okay.
it, I'll claim it.
All right.
Tag team, baby. Yes, sir. Round 10, y'all. Tre done made it to round 10 on the Announce Yourself podcast. Listen, if you haven't already went to your let the people know where they can find.
www.trefloyd.com. That's TREFLOYD.com.
Yes. Again, June 14th in Atlanta, Georgia. Baby Boy premiering. Where we're at?
At Seven Stages Theater in Little 5 Point. That is Euclid Avenue. But it's two shows. There's a matinee at 3 o'clock and then there's a premiere at 7 o'clock.
I'm gonna be at that 7 o'clock one.
I can't wait.
Because I got a prior engagement at 3 o'clock.
He's so booked.
Yeah. I'm gonna be at that 7 o'clock one because I've already looked at the map and saw where I gotta go from here to here to get there. So I'm gonna make that 7 o'clock one.
I can't
because
wait.
every time y'all have a play in Atlanta and I always look the day after. I'm like, damn, they already came.
See this? Things I had to deal with.
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
I'll be there.
It's on your calendar?
Yes, it
Okay.
is. Yes, we got 7. We have 7 o'clock ready. So okay, round 10.
Round 10.
Sorry. Round 10. Tre made it to the final round, y'all. Stage versus streets. Which builds black theater faster? Viral TikTok clips or old school word of mouth?
We just talked about this.
Yes, we did.
For me, it's old school word of mouth.
Yes.
One, because it's real and authentic. TikTok may get it there faster, but the thing about TikTok is trends come and go. Like, so you'll get all this hype for maybe a week, 2, 3 at the most, but true word of mouth, people remember it
Yes.
and they come back over and over again for
Yes.
it. And it's like, if a stranger I see something from a stranger on TikTok, I remember it for a little while. But if someone who's my friend comes and tell me something, I remember it much longer.
Yes.
And you come back and see it over and over again. Because it's like, hey friend, I want to go see this show. Tre Floyd, he doing a show. It was great. I went to see the last one. Call me, who is it? Tre Floyd.
Yes.
Come on, let's go see it. So now y'all go as friends together.
Yes.
Versus if a TikToker who I really don't even know tells me about it, I'm like, I might go see it, I may not. So I think it goes back to what we were talking about earlier, being authentic with your brand, being authentic and real with your clients, patrons, supporters, family, however you want to call the people who come and support you. You want to be real with them.
No, I wholeheartedly agree with that because when you're introduced to something via word of mouth, 9 times out of 10 it's somebody you already have a rapport built.
Someone
with,
you trust.
Someone you already trust, right? And it's no different than, hey, I found a new restaurant and their food was really good, or I just bought a brand new car and it drives really well. 9 times out of 10, that person who's making that recommendation, again, like you said, is somebody you trust, and that leaves you to be more inclined to give it a try, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Spread the word to y'all family and friends. June 14th, Baby Boy is going to be premiering. Euclid Avenue, 7 Stages Theater. Go to
www.trefloyd.com. That's www.trefloyd.com/tickets.
Y'all heard it from y'all. Y'all got a personal invite.
Personally, I would love to see each and every one of you there. It's going to be phenomenal. If you come to the 7 o'clock, Q himself will be there. You can meet him, take pictures, all the things. I'll make sure that he's out front smiling so you can get that wonderful picture with him.
I'm gonna be standing out there like the Walmart greeter, like this.
If it goes well, we might take him on tour. We'll see. We got to audition him first, see what he got.
Yes, I would love to see y'all there because Baby Boy is gonna be premiering, and Tre and his cast are gonna do the damn thing. All right.
Absolutely.
Now, so Tre killed all 10 rounds, but if y'all know me, y'all know I like to shake shit up. Okay.
Wait a minute.
I like to shake shit up. So we got something called the bonus round. Okay. All right. So this is where I'm gonna throw a couple of little things in there for you to do. Just again, because you on the Announce Yourself podcast, baby.
All right. Let's go.
All right. So the bonus round is called Announce Yourself. All right. So if Baby Boy had a theme song, what would it be?
If Baby Boy had a I wasn't ready for that. If Baby Boy had a theme song, what would it be?
Mm-hmm.
This is choking him up.
It is choking me up. It's gonna be Megan Thee Stallion, Baddest Bitch. I'm the baddest right now. Baddest right now. Because it's the baddest show out right now.
Hey. Okay. I love Meg. Megan's that girl.
We vibe.
Yeah, Megan's that girl. Yeah. What was your very first play you wrote?
The very first play that I wrote was Love, Sex, and Marriage. It was actually a coming out story of a guy, and his family was a Christian. He came from a Christian family. He was a major artist signed to a label, and the label had pinned him with this girl so that they could have this whole image. But he did a concert and fell in love with a guy he met at the concert. And so, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a good show.
That sounds like a whole lot of.
It was a whole lot. It was really good. It's a great show.
But again, these are relatable real life experiences.
Exactly. It's real life stuff. So I've written a show about like a coming out story. I've written a show about police brutality. I wrote a historical piece about Atlanta child murders. I have a show about women in HIV. I have a show about, I got a lot of shows, but all of them are, I try to have real topics, but make it entertaining, because I feel like if it's entertaining, you'll listen, but you'll get something in the midst of it. And the show Black Girl Therapy about just girls in therapy and couples therapy. Yeah.
Nice. If Baby Boy were to be converted into a film and you had to produce a movie soundtrack, name 5 artists you would want on your soundtrack.
5 artists I would want on my soundtrack. Oh, you are coming for me in this bonus round. Let's see here. So I gotta have Megan in there because she was the theme of the show. So we gotta just go ahead and put on the soundtrack. I am going to go with Jasmine Sullivan also just because I love her.
Yes.
So this soundtrack gonna be all over the place, but that's all right. I'm also going to put I'm gonna put the Clark sisters in there because without God I am nothing, and I love me some Clark sisters, and hey, they gonna bring it off. That might be the finale or the start of it. Who else would I put on the soundtrack to Baby Boy? Oh man. See, that's 3. I got 2 more. The other person would be none other than, I'm stalling. You see how it's working? I'll put, I don't know. I will put a local artist on there. Actually.
Okay.
I will put a local artist on there because I would want to give them some exposure to it. Matter of fact, you know who I'll put on there? Zaria Hall. That's going to be the local artist I'll put on there. She was a phenomenal singer who was in one of my plays. I will put her on there. And then finally, the last person, I don't have any guys on there, do I? Do I have any guys on there? I would have to go ahead and put Usher on there. Yeah. Local ATL.
Okay.
Driven for the A. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can rock with that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice. What goes into determining your lead role?
Like who gets the lead role?
Yes.
So I take my lead role very serious, right? Because to me, it's more, when you have the lead, you're more than just the actor. You're more than just the person who has to memorize the lines. You really are the leader of the crew, right?
Yeah.
So for my productions, especially because we tour, we spend a lot of time together, right? So I need for my lead person to be the person when things may not be going as well. And what I mean by like things may not be going as well, like say the flight was delayed, so we got to run through sound check real quick. Everybody's agitated. It's that person who, when I am going doing tech things, that they are, hey guys, we got this. It's gonna be good. So it's the calm in the storm. It's the person that rallies the troop. It's the person that, like, when we need we know we need an extra rehearsal and it's not on the schedule, they're like, hey guys, I know it's not on the schedule, but I think we should get together. Or it's the person who's like, hey guys, I want to build some camaraderie.
Yes.
Why don't we come over? Why don't we go out to eat? Let's go do these things. So I'm looking more so for a leader in my lead role, on and off the stage.
And with any business endeavor, when you're bringing, when you're building your team, right? I always like to fall back on, I want the person that's gonna run this shit like they own this shit, right?
And to have your back and have your best interest at heart.
Yes.
Because there's always going to be something that happens that's unexpected. You know, it's always going to be some type of drama that comes in some type of way. So you need that person who's going to have your back when you're not in the room.
Yes.
And you want them to be the person, like, you want to be able to trust that when you're not in the room, that person say, hey, we're not going to do this.
Yes.
Like, this is what we came to do. We're going to do this job. We here to do a job. We know Tre. We know what Tre's intentions are. We know what their goals are. We know what we signed up for.
Yes.
Let's get it done.
And that comes from them believing in your vision.
Absolutely.
You know?
And that's what you want.
Facts.
Absolutely. And when drama arises amongst the rest of the actors, you want that leader who, it doesn't even have to make it to me. They're like, hey guys, we're not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? And you want someone who the rest of the cast respects because they've earned it, not just because they're the lead, but because they see how this person operates, they see how this person works, and they respect it.
Yeah.
So oftentimes things probably don't even get to me because it's
They've
made
already
it to that
nipped it
leader.
in the bud.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah.
If you could leave the audience with one takeaway, what would it be?
Follow your dreams and go for it. Take the shot, do it.
Yes.
And what I mean by that is oftentimes, like, we as people will sit on something waiting for it to be perfect rather than just going forward and perfecting it as it goes along. I think about, like, the iPhone, right?
Yes.
So iPhone is now, what, like 16? Something like that?
Yeah, because the iPhone came out in 2007.
See what I'm saying? And so it wasn't perfect, right?
Right.
They came out with iPhone, then it was iPhone 2, 3,
Yes.
4, all the way up to we on whatever number we on right now, right?
Like 16,
So imagine if they wanted the 16 first.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They would still be working on it right now, or would have just come out, versus putting it out and just perfecting it as they learn and get better and evolve. So do it. Put it out there. You know what I'm saying? Don't put out no crap, but put it out there. Like, if you got something
Do
that
your
people
best.
want, do your best and perfect it, and it gets better and better, and you grow. Yeah.
Yeah. And my dad always told me this story about one of his mentors used to give him, and they always be like, well, how did you do it? And he was like, just do it.
Just do it.
Well, why did you do Just do it.
Simple.
Just do it.
Yeah. I'm sure there are a million other things you could have did to make this podcast even better.
Man.
I'm sure there are things that I'm sure when you get to season 17,
Yes.
it's going to look totally different than season 1. But you did it. And
Yes,
I'm proud of you.
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely.
And I appreciate you for coming on here, sharing your gift, your talents, and just your cheerfulness. Like, you are a very cheerful person to be around. When the first time we met was on the boat.
Yep.
And I was just like, this guy and everybody around you was a reflection that showed that they were genuine, cheerful people. And I really enjoyed, being around a group of people who, again, were just fun to be around. You know what I mean?
The company you keep can make a difference in you. I'm recently reading a book called No One is Self-Made. So, that's kind of a buzzword in today's society. Like, I'm self-made. I'm self-made me, and I'm self-made this, and I'm a boss.
Hey.
But it takes a village.
Yes.
And it's not to take away being self-made or being, like, doing things on your own, because I do think there is a difference between someone who builds their own business versus someone who inherits a business. But I wouldn't be where I am today without the people around me. And when I say people around me, there are some people who are very active in my business who are around me. And then there are some people who are not so active, but just supporters around me. and supporters for the business or supporters for me. Hey Trey, you good?
Yes.
Hey Trey, did you eat today?
Mm-hmm.
Just something simple, because I'll get in it and not even eat. So it's like little things like that. The village that you keep, everything you need is in your village.
Yes.
And if everything you need is not in your village, you need a new village.
The company you keep, make sure your village is tight, okay? Your village is not just gonna make sure that everything is good on the business side, but again, I like to eat. So if you in my circle, if you in Tre's circle, make sure we eat. Make sure we eat. Because in order for a person to produce and be at their best, you have to be around good energy. You got to be around good people, because negativity can weigh you down.
It absolutely can.
It can weigh.
You don't have room for it.
Yeah, and there's no room for it. So again, yes, I appreciate you. You knocked these rounds out. You came on here. You brought us the inside scoop on Black theater, and just how you are just killing this thing out here. I cannot wait to see Baby Boy. Make sure y'all get y'all tickets. I'm not even gonna say it for the 100th time. Y'all should already know. And for those of you that are watching, please drop it in the comments. Put the website in the comments, so for the people who ain't taking notes, they'll know where to go to get their tickets. Again, it's opening June 14th right here in Atlanta. You have two. Okay? 3 o'clock and 7 o'clock. There's no excuse. No excuse. Grab your tickets. Tre, I appreciate you, my guy.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yes,
Anytime.
sir.
I can't wait to come back on season 12.
Thank you. And we are going to London.
We are going to London.
So if you have a venue in London and you would love to see Tre and Q come and cut up, hey,
let me know.
Send us the invite, because we like invites.
We like invites.
We like invites. We don't like to be nowhere we ain't want it.
Hello.
Hey. Thank you, Tre.
Thank you, Q.
All right, y'all. Y'all take care. I appreciate y'all. Have a good one. Lights out.
Hey guys, it's your boy Tre Floyd. I would love you to follow me on all your social media platforms. You can find me at Tre Floyd Productions. I would love to see you at Baby Boy. It premieres in Atlanta on June 14th at 7 Stages Theater. You can grab your tickets at www.trefloyd.com, and make sure you tune in to Announce Yourself Podcast.